Good day and welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Tinela Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Delta debunks rumor of ex-Governor Uduaghan'S death. On business, Rumour inaugurates Zenith Bank's 19th Delta branch in Uduaghan'S. On sports, Morocco breaks 2 Eagles Mondial records. Now the news in full. The Delta State government has dismissed reports circulating on social media alleging that the former governor Emmanuel Uduaghan is dead, describing the claim as false and misleading. The clarification was made on Wednesday by Osai sources, the senior special assistant on media to Governor Sheriff Oboiwari, who had said who contacted the family of the former governor to verify the report. The governor's aide expressed disappointment over the spread of unverified information, urging members of the public to be more responsible when sharing news online. He, however, urged the public to disregard the report and refrain from sharing unverified information. A suspected internet fraudster has allegedly beheaded his girlfriend in Ejeba community, Warri South local government area of Delta State. It was gathered that the suspect used a knife to cut off the part of his girlfriend at his apartment in Ajidi Street, Ejeba. It was gathered that the landlord of the compound raised an alarm and called the police when he heard a loud shout from the suspect's apartment. The police arrived promptly, searched the apartment and found the body of the deceased and arrested the suspect, who is currently in custody. The police also deposited the remains of the deceased in a morgue pending when investigation is concluded. The Ishakiri Ethnic Nationality Ex-Agitators Forum has condemned the alleged exclusion of Ishakiri beneficiaries from the recent 120 Amnesty Program stakeholders capacity training, saying the project was reportedly executed at the cost of 339 million naira. The forum demanded immediate review of the program's stakeholder engagement process to ensure inclusivity and equity in line with the mandate of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Niger Delta activist and legal advisor of Ishakiri Ethnic Nationality Ex-Agitators Forum, Comrade Dennis Mene, stated that since Dr. Dennis Otuaru assumed office as administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, no Ishakiri beneficiary has been deployed for educational and training purposes. Now on the business news. Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oboiwari on Wednesday inaugurated the Osubi branch of Zenith Bank PLC in Okwe local government area, describing the development as a strong endorsement of the state's economic potential and investor-friendly environment. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Governor Oboiwari said the opening of the bank's 19th branch in Delta State demonstrated growing confidence in the state's economy and the sources of efforts by its administration to create a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. He commended the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Zenith Bank PLC, Dame Adora Umeoji, and the bank's management team for fulfilling their promise to establish a branch in Osubi. The governor noted that the branch was the first banking institution in the area, describing it as a major milestone for residents who had long clamored for access to modern banking services. However, Governor Boiwari attributed the growing influx of investment into Delta State to the prevailing atmosphere of peace and security. Finally, on the world of sports, Morocco have overtaken Nigeria as the highest scoring African nation in World Cup history and set a new African record for most victories at the tournament after defeating Thai 4-2 in a thrilling Group C match in Atlanta to book their place in the round of 32 of the 2026 World Cup. The 4 goals against Thai took Morocco's overall World Cup tally to 26, moving them clear of Nigerians' 23, while the victory was also the Atlas Lions' 7th at the tournament, surpassing the Super Eagles' previous African record of 6 wins. Morocco finished second in Group C with 7 points, level with group leaders Brazil, but behind on goal difference. and will travel to Monterrey for their round of 32 clash on June 29. Morocco had already made history at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar by becoming the first African nation to reach the semi-finals, and the Atlas Lions have continued adding milestones to their growing legacy at the tournament. The win over Atai was also the first time Morocco had scored 4 goals in a single World Cup match and made them the first Arab nation to qualify for the knockout rounds of the expanded 2026 tournament. However, South Africa are the only other African side to have already confirmed their place in the round of 32, with Bafana reaching the knockout rounds for the first time in their history after a 1-0 win over South Korea. Egypt, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Algeria, and Cape Verde are all still fighting for qualification as the group stage enters its final round of matches. Now to end the news, recap on our headlines. Delta debunks rumor of ex-governor Uduaghan'S death. On business, Oboiwari inaugurates Senate Bank's 19th Delta branch. And on sports, Morocco break 2 Eagles Mondial records. That's the news as read and edited by Daniela Emanuela. Thanks for watching.